Asylums and hospitals are the places that the mentally ill are supposed to rely on to heal themselves and find a place where they can be cared for adequately. However, what we see throughout history is institutions that were subjected to mass overcrowding, often without the resources to treat all of the patients admitted. Experimental and ethically wrong treatments were often administered that caused great pain to the patients. Here are 5 of the most haunted asylums with some of the darkest history. Number 5. Waverly Hills Sanatorium. The Waverly Hills Sanatorium is regarded by many paranormal researchers to be one of the most haunted places in the world, containing deep history and lots of evidence captured. It was initially built in 1910 in Kentucky, originally built, as of many of the same institutions, to take care of patients suffering from tuberculosis. One of the main forms of treatments for tuberculosis at the time was to have patients in the open area so they could get lots of fresh air. This coincides with the countless reported sightings on the roof area of the sanatorium. Many report to hearing loud footsteps prominently on the roof. The second hotspot is room 502. This room is said to have a very dark history. It has been reported that there have been at least 2 suicides in the room, one of them supposedly being a nurse. Some of the reported spirits consist of a woman reportedly seen without any eyes, a woman in chains, and the apparition of a young boy reportedly playing with a ball. Number 4. Whittingham Hospital, Lancashire, England. The Whittingham Hospital was initially built out of pure need in 1873, from the outbreak of tuberculosis. This disease had already brought havoc amongst other similar institutions, so it was initially built to help relieve overcrowding from other hospitals. Since its open, there have been reports of mistreatment of patients. Much the same can be said of similar hospitals. One of the eerie sightings at the hospital is that of a young woman, seen holding a newborn child. This resonates with the fact that at the time period, unwed or young childbirths would often result in the woman or child being taken to an asylum. Number 3. Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. Considered by many paranormal researchers to be one of the most haunted places in the world, this lunatic asylum has a dark history of patient neglect and experimental treatment. Opening initially in 1881, it was originally designed to hold around 200 patients. However, due to the mass spread of infection at the time, the number soon rose to over 2,000, causing a mass neglect of men, women, children and criminals housed in the institution. Some of the activity reported in the asylum includes people seeing shadowy figures walking their way around the building, people being physically touched and pushed, banging on the pipes in the basement. As well as this, screams and voices have been captured on equipment and what is thought to be intelligent communication on electronic devices. Number 2. Pennhurst State School and Hospital, Pennsylvania. Pennhurst State School was a key part of one of the biggest scandals in the 1960s. After a camera crew was sent to the hospital for the mentally ill, they found squalid conditions in which the patients had no resources and were left in extremely poor condition. As well as this, it has been shown that they were subjected to horrific experimental treatment. The mix of patients, from children to killers, meant that combined with the mass overcrowding, it was an extremely dangerous place to be, with many patients fighting and even reports of killings and suicides. People who happen to have visited the school/hospital have reported to getting physically hurt, often in the form of scratches or bruises. Now, what's more eerie is the many claims of dark spirits in the school/hospital, apparently imitating that of a child to offer false security to those visiting the building. Number 1. Purveyle Island, Italy. Purveyle Island is thought to have been a hospital, however in 1922 it was transformed to become an insane asylum, and a place to send people who are thought to have plague or other illnesses. Generally, people gathered that if you were taken to Purveyle Island, you most likely weren't coming back, and it was often regarded as a place to be sent to die. Many have tried to buy and renovate the island, since only to experience massive misfortune in their lives. One family is reported to have been preparing to buy and transform the island, only to change their mind at the last minute after their child was hurt badly on the island. A lot of evidence has been captured by paranormal researchers on the island. Many have heard footsteps, screams, EVPs captured, and even physical harm and bruising.